Ahoy there, and welcome back to DohMance Dawn for the start of November. It's been Halloween already, and now it's Luke Smith and Janine Ween. So get your whatever's under the whatever. I'm Luke, he, him, sometimes they, them, and I'm joined by my lovely, wonderful, and under the weather co host, Janine.
Hello, my name is Janine Juliet. My pronouns are she, they, and today I'll have a third thing to say, and that is I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit uneasy. I've been coughing up a lot today.
So it's it's going to be a Luke heavy episode. I am sorry to all of my haters. Uh yeah, we're just going to get into it. These episodes initially ran between January 8th through February 19th of the year 2012. Oof. That was the sort of the first year where I was fully back home and trying to find work. I started blogs at this time and made a lot of choices.
Hmm. This is about the time that I moved to Austin completely. So, yeah.
Just like that Dropkick Murphys song, Moving Off to Austin. Way-oh, way-oh. See, now it's fun if I don't know if Ginny is just too tired to laugh at the joke or if the joke didn't land. If you like
I'm
that,
just too I'm too sick to like
yeah,
combat with any zingers.
all right. Well, we have a handful of Simpsons episodes. Up first is Politically Inept with Homer Simpson. Homer goes viral after getting angry on an airplane and ends up becoming a conservative pundit. He doesn't really believe what he's saying and starts using a gravy boat as a hat as his symbol, which leads to a conservative movement that ends up attracting Republican leaders, and Lisa and Marge become worried. Homer ends up endorsing Ted Nugent as the new Republican candidate until the ghost of James Madison tells Homer that politics are important and convinces him. But then Homer finds out that the family faked his dream and he tries to go back to endorsing Ted Nugent, but he can't fake it anymore and he stops himself. Boy, this one did not age well, kind of lost all the bite, and who would have thought that this level of insanity would be something that part of us would miss?
Yeah. I mean, if somebody watches this and then watches the last presidential election cycle, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Cause there's a lot of stuff in here. It kind of feels like, oh, Homer Simpson is endorsing a right wing celebrity that has no idea what they're doing and says so publicly.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's so I miss when it was fiction.
Yeah, this one is also just kind of like so toothless in a lot of ways. Like, is it saying that all these conservative people don't actually believe in what they're saying? How much it it's a bad episode, it's a lazy episode. We can keep moving on. Speaking of lazy episodes, the Doe Show Network. Lisa finds out that she is unpopular, so she decides to make a social network. The website Springface becomes popular, and Lisa makes friends, and soon grown-ups start using the site as well. But Lisa soon finds that everyone is using the site instead of hanging out, and when people start having car accidents, Lisa's taken to court, which turns out to be the wraparound story. And so she shuts down the website and hangs out with people in real life. And this one was so underwritten that they had a Simpsons Too Short story, which is an Edward Gorey homage. And yeah, this one is pretty utterly forgettable. If you were told that the Simpsons were going to do a social network parody, this is kind of beat for beat what it would be.
I did like Patty and Selma beating the Winklevoss twins at the Olympics. That was a little bit hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And then they made out, the Winklevoss twins, for whatever reason.
What's the next episode?
Mo goes from rags to riches. This is one of those infamous ones that people are like, oh, the Simpsons lost their way. The town council meeting is in Moe's bar, and the entire town jokes that Moe's best friend is his bar rag. And meanwhile, Milhouse stops being Bart's friend because he's tired of being taken advantage of. And then the bar rag tells his origin, where a duke had requested a tapestry from Marguerite, killed all of her sheep, and that put her into a trance to make a tapestry that showed the tapestry's own future. When the Duke saw the tapestry, he had the house burnt, the family killed, and then he died in an accident on the way home. The tapestry is moved to a cathedral where Vikings helped to destroy more of it. Bart then, in the present, tries to apologize to Milhouse, who turns Bart down for being insincere. In the past, the Vikings traded the rag to Persians, who used it as part of a tent, and then we got the Scheherazade story, the Thousand and One Nights wraparound story. But during this one, the Scheherazade frees the other wives and they kill their captor. That tent was then used as a blindfold during the Spanish Inquisition executions, and then as part of the Sistine Chapel as a cleaning rag. Back in the present, Bart tries to apologize with an apology that Lisa wrote, but Milhouse is still unhappy. The rag then went to America, where it was part of the Confederate flag, and then eventually ended up as part of an Everest expedition where a Yeti found it and passed it on to its son, Mo, which. What? Bart then asks how he can make it to Milhouse, and Milhouse has Draydrek Tatum punch Bart to make it even, because even Milhouse thought that Bart was getting too pathetic. Mo then finds out that his bar rag went missing, and it turns out that Marge, seeing how much he loved the rag, went to clean it, and then when she returns it to him, she reminds Mo that everyone in the house is a friend, and he isn't really alone. And so Mo throws his rag out, and Santa's little helper takes it in, and they both love each other. It's a lot.
It is. I do feel like the B plot, if let to breathe and stretch out, could have been the A plot. They kind of go everywhere with this, and the only good redeeming thing is that we have a stack of different characters at our disposal now for our podcast. But as a Simpsons episode, you can skip it.
Yeah, it's not actively bad. It's just kind of like, if you're going to do something like this, you need to have actual jokes. So the scope exceeded the grasp. And hey, at some point we'll be able to cast Moe's bar rag as a character, which will be helpful in an upcoming episode of One Piece.
Wow.
We then have The Daughter Also Rises. Bart and Milhouse are inspired to do a Mythbusters show, while Marge lets Homer go and do guy stuff on Valentine's Day to make it less important. So while Homer and Bart hang out, Lisa and Marge do the same thing. Lisa meets Nick, voiced by Michael Cera, who's a smart boy who was inspired by Ernest Hemingway. Bart and Milhouse, meanwhile, keep doing Mythbusters stuff at the school. Lisa is caught up with Nick, and she spends less time with her mom, so Marge offers to let Nick join for dinner, but then she wants Lisa to cut down on the amount of time that the two of them are spending together. Lisa, upset by this, goes to Grandpa for help, and he tells her about Pyramus and Thisbe, who kissed under a mulberry tree for eternal love. And she asks Grandpa for help getting that kiss for herself and Nick. Bart and Milhouse, meanwhile, busted all the myths at the school, and they realize they took out the fun of the school, so Bart makes up a new myth about groundskeeper Willie being a werewolf. Grandpa steals Lisa and Nick away, but when they start having to do things together, she realizes that Nick is less of a person than she thought he was, and before they kiss, Nick walks away from her, and Marge says that she will always love her daughter and gives her a kiss. Ah, the Nick character didn't really work for me because I didn't get enough of a point of like, here's what he's saying, or here's how he is acting, and here's how he actually is. Like, there was not enough of a build up. It wasn't a Lisa can't see these red flags or anything.
Yeah, I feel like if it was just a complete Lisa episode, we'd be able to have that. There's so many things in here that are just kind of like thrown in. Like
Mhm.
I can see why Pyramus and Thisbe's story could be inspiring, but also I could also see it being something that Lisa can offhandedly reference once and just know about. It feels weird that it's coming from Abe.
Hmm. Like it's there for Abe to help her to deal with some logistical problems of getting to the mulberry tree. Yeah, it is a mess. It is a shame that we have gotten these episodes after the last episode batch that we covered where there was a bunch of really solid ones. And then we have episode 500 of The Simpsons, At Long Last Leave. The Simpsons discover that the town wants them out, and they are forced to leave, and they end up in the Outlands. After Homer and Marge sneak back in and get caught, they decide to fully abandon Springfield before the residents of Springfield decide that they miss The Simpsons and move out to the Outlands. It's not a good episode 500. People commented that it's essentially part of the Simpsons movie plot, but done worse. And it's right.
Yeah, I don't think that this one really brings a lot to the table besides Julian
Julian Assange?
Assange. Yeah,
Yeah, wait till we get to use him for some big news.
that is ominous as hell.
Oh, it's fine, Jenny. There's a character named Big News.
Oh, okay. That shouldn't um surprise me that that's just like their name.
Uh huh. Well, technically, it's Big News Morgans, but you're going to forget about Big News Morgans, as we all will. All right. New characters we now have access to include Jimmy Fallon, Doctor Doom, Yellow Shrek, Maureen Dowd, American Princess Server, Catfish Patty and Selma, and many more. Over on One Piece Town, we are covering episodes 530 through 536. These titles include, and would you like me to do the big reads for all of these?
If you don't mind.
Yeah. The King of Fishman Island, Sea God Neptune, Ryugu, Palace, led by the shark that was saved. The Cowwood Crybaby, Hardshell Towers, Mermaid Princess. Emergency situation. Ryugu Palace held captive. Ryugu Palace shaking. Shirahoshi and the kidnapping. Hody's attack, the beginning of his vengeful plan. Decisive battle at Ryugu Palace. Zoro versus Hody. Also, because Funimation literally went and had to redo these episodes later on, or well, I guess technically Toei redid the animation and then Funimation decided to update it. We are going with the correct translation of Hody Jones, not Hordy Jones.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, a group of pirates led by Crabhand Gyro try to escape from the island after the Fishman pirates had worked to enslave them. Hody Jones and the new Fishman pirates hear about it, and Hody takes some power drugs, goes after the ship, destroys it with his bare hands, and then leaves the survivors to float up to the surface to warn that the new Fishman pirates will take over everything. It's a shark, man.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Luffy, Usopp, Brook, and Cammy go to Papagoo's house and they learn that he is the designer for criminal brand clothing and he is famous. They then find Nami haggling in Papagoo's store and Papagoo ends up offering her everything for free and she has them clean out the store. And then they are. Oh, do we have time for Papagoo aside? It's relevant to Pokemon as well.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. So, have you seen the new Mega Starmie evolution?
Oh yeah, I sure
Mhm.
have.
And there's a whole bunch of references to that, but Papagoo has a similar joke because the word for starfish, hitode, also is like the word for hito desu. So Hitode means human hand, which is what starfish are called, but it's also similar to the phrase for I am human. So it's a joke that he walks like a human.
Interesting. I'm glad that you let me know that because I'm watching the dub, and I think that without having that context of the Japanese pun, I wouldn't have ever thought about it.
I've been playing Pokemon Za, and
Uh,
it's been on my mind. So, the king of Fishman Island, Neptune, joined by Megalo, the shark that they had saved, shows up without guards to invite the Straw Hats to Ryugu Palace. And Ryugu Palace is at the top of Fishman Island. It is considered a holy site, and they, along with Kami and Papagu, are invited to go. Meanwhile, the mermaids at the Mermaid Cafe accidentally released Caribou, who was left behind in that barrel. He uses his power to swamp fruit to take the mermaids who had freed him, and he plans to sell them at auction. That dude really sucks.
yep. Fuck that guy.
Mm-hmm. The mermaids try to report it to the Ammonites, who immediately suspect the Straw Hats, and the three princes, looking to confirm Charlie's prediction, also suspect the Straw Hats. Neptune, meanwhile, tells the pirates that he already found that he brought Zoro back, who was drinking, and we find that Frankie went to find Tom's family, Tom being the person who taught him how to make ships, and Robin went to go and see some quote unquote historical sites. Neptune goes on to explain about the Sun Tree Eve that brings light and oxygen down to Fishman Island. And by the time they return to Ryugu Palace, the ministers of the royal palace scold Neptune for leaving. And we see that a number of weapons have been thrown at one of the doors to the palace. Luffy, immediately bored, wanders around to look for food and finds this parador covered with weapons. He rushes into the room and finds himself on top of the massive mermaid princess Shirahoshi, who is crying because she is very upset and she calls out to her brothers for help. Very big women. Very big women.
I'm a fan.
She's like 16.
Uh,
Yeah,
they don't
Oda.
mention that, and also, it is kind of weird that, like,
It
I don't know.
is. It's Hollywood ass teens where they're all played by people who are generally actually adults, and so there is no clear perception of what a teenager looks like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Wadatsumi and Ankaro keep pulling the Flying Dutchman, where Captain Vanderdecken asks if he's heard any replies from the princess. He's been trying to get after her for 10 years, and he declares that he's going to kill her if he can't marry her, and then throws a massive axe towards her that flies off initially in the wrong direction before it changes direction to head towards the palace. With all the
Wait,
guard. Hmm?
does that mean that he's been trying to get with her since she was 6?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, no, Vanderdecken and Hody Jones are like two sides of absolutely awful people when it comes to villains in One Piece.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So, because all the guards are down meeting with the Straw Hats, the axe flies through the door that Luffy accidentally left open, but he is able to catch it and it hits a wall instead. The ministers, meanwhile, have heard all the rumors and accuse the other Straw Hats of the kidnappings and bringing calamity. By the time the guards come in to check on the princess, Shirahoshi, though, decides to hide Luffy. She learns that the other Straw Hats are being arrested, including Zoro, who already got drunk and passed out. And the guards leave Shirahoshi alone, and she thanks Luffy for saving Megalo. She gives the rundown that Vanderdecken marked her with one of his hands, and now any weapon or anything that he throws will find her, and so she has had to stay in the castle for the past 10 years. She lets Luffy eat the food for her, but when she tries to interrupt him while he is eating, he snaps at her, she gets upset, and Luffy decides that because she cries at the drop of a hat, he does not like her, and she considers making him leave. We are getting not diagnosed, but pretty sure Luffy here.
Even still, though, like, that is pretty mean.
Yeah, but I mean, also, if someone were to touch you without your consent, especially while you're eating, would that be all right?
I mean, I would like to think that I would have enough foresight not to just fucking, like,
Yell.
yeah, and say, like, "I don't think I like you?" Like, that is a pretty definitive thing to say to somebody. Like, I don't know, it's not entirely out of character, but it's like, "Come on, man. I try to talk you up as, like, a cool guy, and, like, you're just kind of a dick to anyone who's not an animal. And even then, kind of a dick to some of the animals."
Yeah, that's fair. As the ministers and guards try to stop Nami, Robin, and Brooke, they are ready to fight. Neptune decides to try and attack, but then Zoro reappears, faces the guards and the king. Nami drains the water from the room to put everyone on even footing, and the king orders the guards to fight them. Wadatsumi, meanwhile, brings Vanderdecken to meet with Hody, and they carefully shake hands to destroy the entire Fishman kingdom. And meanwhile, Luffy decides to convince Shirahoshi to leave the palace and go for a walk, because what's the worst that can happen? Zoro knocks everyone out, and they capture all of the guards, partially because the king injured his back, which I feel you, King Neptune. I also understand back pain. The crew wants to escape, but Nami points out that the log pose that they have is no longer working. And that is when the princes return on the outside of the gates to the palace as Zoro answers the door. He just commits to this accidental kidnapping that they're doing and demands that they put a new coating on the Sunny, gather the rest of the crew along with a large ransom, and the princes agree before they deliver Jinbei's message to not fight Hody and that Jinbei will wait in the sea forest. This is essentially a D&D party misadventure.
It definitely feels like that, and honestly, the best thing about Zoro is that despite the fact that his actions are drastic, at least he's doing something.
Mhm. Yeah, he was drinking and then he was passed out and now he's kidnapping the heads of state. So the rumors that the pirates took over the palace come out, and the guards try to arrest the injured Sanji along with Chopper, but Chopper protects him with his new kung fu point. Shirahoshi asks Luffy to take her to the sea forest, and that's when Vanderdecken starts attacking Shirahoshi's tower, while all of the guards have been captured by the Straw Hats. The king asks the Straw Hats to protect the princess, and Brooke runs off with a minister to go check on her for Brooke reasons. And that's when they find out that, oh, these weren't weapons that were thrown at the castle this time. It was literal human pirates who were thrown at the tower. That's when Luffy swims out with Shirahoshi, hiding inside Megalo, the giant shark's mouth, towards the sea forest. It's very dumb. It's very good. Frankie, meanwhile, meets with Din, who is Tom's brother, who decides to take him to the sea forest as well, because that's where the ship most likely ended up. When Brooke and the minister reach the princess's room, they find all the humans that were thrown there who have been told to open the gates, otherwise, they are going to die. Meanwhile, down in the Fishman district, Hachi shows up to the new Fishman pirates to try and warn them about the effects of using all of these energy steroids and how they need to stop their plan. And Hody tells him, yeah, no, we aren't going to do anything. We find out that Hyozu, the swordsman with poison powers, didn't join up with Arlong because Arlong wasn't going to pay him enough, and Vanderdecken refused to join because he wanted to be in charge. And Hody doesn't understand why Hachi won't attack Luffy, who had defeated Arlong. He's just disgusted in this old head. Vanderdecken touches Hachi with his free hand and hits him with a knife. And as Hachi pleads for help, Vanderdecken throws a bunch of arrows at him that then go and strike him. Cody reveals his plan that he's going to continue using Vanderdecken to throw all of these humans at the castle, even though most of them are not going to survive. Sanji, meanwhile, runs into the guards, asks to be taken to the palace, but when they try to handcuff him, he refuses, and then he and Chopper find Hachi, who is very not well. Back at the palace, the guards who were thrown start waking up, and Luffy, traveling with Shirahoshi, asks about the sea forest, and he finds out that it is a memorial to Shirahoshi's mother, Otohime, as Hody and Vanderdecken head for their invasion on the massive army of sea beasts that they have. The Ammonites, meanwhile, try to arrest Robin, but she defeats them, so she can go look for a poneglyph mentioned, and back in the palace, Zoro defeats the invading pirates. The king, meanwhile, realizes that Luffy took the princess out in Megalo, before one of the pirates is able to sneak through and open the gate, which really just seems like bad gate design.
Yeah, there's gotta be, like, something else, and damn, like, I guess numbers game, it was gonna happen, but, like, also kind of, like, bad on the Straw Hats for keeping an eye on these fuckers.
Yeah, it's very much numbers game. I think the GM is just trying to get them to do something. So Tom's brother Den leads Frankie to the ship's graveyard where the Thousand Sunny ended up, and he offers to kill the ship. And Din talks about the weird genetics of fishmen and mermen, and they also see Jinbei, who is waiting but who won't enter Fishman Island because he is a criminal. I forgot that Jinbei shows up here. That's meant from me.
Den also refers to, inside of the dub, Den refers to Jinbei as the boss, so
Mhm.
that is why I think that Jinbei is the Bruce Springsteen of the sea.
I mean, I would love to see his ass in some jeans.
Yeah.
But also boss is like the Yakuza term.
I'm still gonna call him the Springsteen of the sea, though. I mean, if there is one, why wouldn't it be, um, you know, Jinbei?
I mean, I think you might just be dancing in the dark.
So what happens next?
Glory Days, Thunder Road, Born to Swim.
Oh, that's a good one.
As the new fishermen arrive, Hody is revealed to be a former soldier, and Vanderdecken is upset when he finds that Shirahoshi is missing, so he takes off after her, and Nami recognizes that Hody has an Arlong pirate's tattoo, and Hody explains that he only entered the military to learn how to fight, which is why having a military, one of those things that we kind of need to have more control over who enters and why they enter, and same with police. I guess for America, that's a mint. Uh, Cody explains how he grew up seeing fishmen being oppressed by humans who would take them as slaves. Arlong fought back against the humans and inspired him. Cody uses his strength to destroy the palace with his bare hands, and water starts to flood into it. And he shows that with mere drops of water, he can turn them into bullets to take out the guards. And Hody also reveals that he is willing to sacrifice his own men to protect himself. Hody Jones fucking sucks. Nami and Kami use the opportunity to slip away while the Straw Hats work to free the guards that they had captured. Usopp attacks with his plans, and Zoro asks Neptune to save Brook and Usopp. Frankie sees Robin heading into the part of the forest where she is not supposed to go. Meanwhile, Zoro faces off with Hody and holds off his attacks, and Chopper and Sanji are surrounded. Chopper tries to protect Hachi. Luffy sees them and is worried about his friend, and while the townspeople are confused, Megalo releases Shirahoshi onto the crowd, who are not going to enjoy that. It's a bunch of stuff in this episode. We have not gotten into the post time skip slowdown, but also we've got like 5 different things going on right now. It's a lot.
It is.
But we have 15 characters to try and match today. So, are you ready to get talking?
As best as I can.
All right, let's get into characters. Up first, we got Porter Jones. My Rodrigo style is Ted Nugent. My throwback is Simpsons movie villain Russ Cargill, and then I also had the sheriff from Hit the Gator and Run. Janine, who do you have for Porter Jones?
Well, I have, for my Rodrigo style, I also chose Ted Nugent.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst person I could be able to see from, like, what we had. And the, other my throwback I have as Mo. Just Mo.
Classic Mo Sislak.
Yep. We used variations of Mo, but not Mo proper yet, I don't believe.
I feel like this is character Mo assassination.
Mo has been up and down in a lot of places, and honestly, he's kind of a scumbag.
I mean, if we are talking about a militant with an axe to grind, I didn't put this on, and I'm double checking if we have used him. And I also just sent you a link to my image picks gallery. but Herman would kind of be a good fit. We had
Pere, 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 pere.
some listener suggestions. Last week I was on the One Piece podcast, or I guess this would have been 2 weeks ago. Stephen Paul, the official translator for One Piece, suggested the Fighting Hellfish from the Fighting Hellfish logo.
Whoa!
And then regular listener Reverse Eye Patch, who does not, as far as I'm aware, translate One Piece, suggested the Sugar Shark. I do like the Fighting Hellfish.
I love the Fighting Hellfish. That is such a good one.
We should not reward Ted Nugent for being Ted Nugent.
Sure, we'll find some other nerd, probably low level one that gets slapped pretty easily just for that guy.
Yes. Who do you have for Vanderdeck in the Ninth?
Vanderdecken, my Rodrigo style is Persian Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
and my throwback is the pimp from Bart Carney. But now saying it out loud, I feel like we might have used them. We've used at least some form of pimp before, I believe.
Well, if the pimp's in the fridge, Ma, we have not used anything that is just listed as pimp.
Huh.
My Rodrigo style was Nick from The Daughter Also Rises. I don't think he necessarily sucks enough, though.
Yeah.
Uh, I also had the subcontractor from the baking episode where he's just a weird makeout creep. But then I think this is a perfect time for classic Simpsons creep and weirdo Artie Ziff. My terrible hands!
Interesting.
I can't let them know my secret shame.
I do believe that is a Lovitz.
It is.
And you know I love a Lovitz.
But do you hate it?
I think Artie does fit, yeah.
I think it is going to be one of those ones that people are going to hear it and they'll be like, yeah, that's it. All right, we then have Gyro or Yiro, depending on what you want to say. My Rodrigo style was Kearney's avatar from the Dosho Network. It's a military soldier type who was killed in Vietnam. My throwback was gruff Japanese sailor from The Life Aquatic, and then I had Gyro, the woman who Luann Van Houten died or dated. Who do you have for Gyro?
Let's see here. I just have a Rodrigo on him, but I'm very, very passionate about it. Homer, the French Homer that keeps on losing parts of his body from all the different crusades and stuff he goes on.
Yeah, from Mo Rag to Riches. Yeah, I think that's a great one.
Yeah, I was looking for somebody who just gets fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy also gets fucked up and dies. So in similar ways, in that like he does lose an arm and then like his life.
Hell yeah. So we then get into our new Fishman pirates, and these are just going to be the guys who end up being cannon fodder. Each one of them is going to fight one of the Straw Hats, that sort of game. Up first, we have Zio. Zio is a Japanese wobagong fishman, also known as a carpet shark.
Huh.
Who do you have for Zio?
Well, as my Rodrigo, I have Mos Barag,
Mm-hmm.
and as my throwback, I have Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, beautiful. I feel like we've had the clam brought up before, but we have not actually used him. My Rodrigo style was the space alien from Homer's political commercial, the Invisible Man in blue pants, and then Camo Millhouse, said Luke, kind of hinting at what I believe his power is from what I remember. I do kind of like Ku Klux Klan, but I think there is a giant clam that may also be hateful.
But hey, There's other large clams, I believe, in The Simpsons, at least
Mhm.
ones that, Ku Klux Klan is just like a throwaway, and I don't have like a bunch of other ones that were like the same. Like I was thinking about doing Disgruntled Goat and just trying to have like the rejected, crusty character, itchy and scratchy
Reject.
characters, yeah,
Mhm.
as like a package deal. I didn't go with that, but I'm kind of passionate about Ku Klux Klan
I'm not feeling Ku
as
Klux.
a character, as a pick for this character, not in general. I do not
Yeah, yeah, no,
condone
I
the
follow.
views of Ku Klux Klan.
You don't believe in white clam supremacy?
That's right.
I if I remember, I think Camo Millhouse would be a funnier get for the gag.
Okay.
Are you good to go with Camo Millhouse?
I am a little bit more towards the Invisible Man in Blue Pants.
Oh, yeah, we can go Invisible Man in Blue Pants then.
That is hilarious as an option.
All right, up next we have Dosun. It's not the person who's going to guide you around in the museum. That's a docent. Dosun is a hammerhead shark fishman. I had James Madison because they kind of have similar hairlines. Shark fighter pilot from Bart's Dream, and Von Crusten just because they both have pink hair and kind of similar vibes. Who do you have for Dosun?
Well, my Rodrigo style was the Mountain Man from the Outlands.
Mhm.
And my throwback was the fish, the huge ass catfish, General Sherman.
I'm more inclined to go towards Mountain Man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're going to forget about Mountain Man.
Yeah, let's burn Mountain Man now, while the Outlands are still in our memories.
All right. Up next, we have a fucked up short king, Daruma, a cookie cutter shark in a world of very big One Piece characters. Daruma is only 4 feet tall.
Wow,
Short king.
definitely.
Who do you have for Daruma?
For Daruma, my Rodrigo style is the TSA baby,
Hmm.
and my throwback is Nibbles the class guinea pig, I believe it was.
He is a hamster. Nibbles chew through my ball sack.
Yes.
Said Luke with such a disdainful tone. We've already used Nibbles.
God damn it. Well, TSA baby's still a hilarious choice.
Nibbles is Robson, the snow hippo, the woolly hippo that Wapple rides.
Oh, yeah. We're geniuses. That was a good one.
My picks were the knockoff Kermit on the politically inept episode, Krabby, which is Mo as one of the dwarves, and then Cleany, the Gollum-like cleaner from the Dude, Where's My Ranch episode.
Oh, I do like
Did
Cleany.
you forget about Cleany?
I forgot about Cleany, but looking at him right next to Daruma, like, that is that guy, 100%.
All right. I'm good with Cleany then. We then have tragic Simpsons character Icarus Much. My Rodrigo was Werewolf Willie. My throwback was Burn Squid from one of the couch gags. And then I had Brazilian Wax. Get your Brazilian Wax. The Brazilian Wax Man.
Hmm.
I don't. Oh, right. I was going to say I don't remember why I got there, and then it was like, oh, I know what word I looked to get me there. Who do you have or Icarus Much?
I have as my Rodrigo style the Everest Yeti,
Hmm.
and my throwback is the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
Interesting. Are there any that you are feeling very strongly towards?
Not really. This guy's kind of a, I don't know. As far as I can be able to see about him, like I don't know a lot about him, and I don't care to really much. As an octopus, he's shit because he's got 10 limbs.
Hmm. Well, he is a squid.
God, that makes sense.
He is specifically a giant squid.
I don't even think that there's a giant squid that I would want to use on this guy because I feel like that there might even be more important giant squid in the future.
Can we go with Brazilian Waxman then? Because then we'll finally remember what I was thinking of when we get to his backstory.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Then we have Junon, who works at the criminal clothing store. I was lazy this time, Janine. I only had two suggestions for him. My Rodrigo style was the American Girl doll woman, and then the Saks fifth grade shopkeeper. Who do you have for Junon?
Oh, you're gonna like this one. The
Hmm.
liberal straw man. Because that guy's
Hmm.
designed to get walked all over. And Junon does get walked all over.
I mean, he tries to put up a resistance.
Not very well.
No, but Janine, could you put up a good resistance to Nami?
My point is that we need someone who's a loser, I think, for this one.
Hmm.
And I just found someone who's professionally a loser.
Who do you have behind besides liberal strawman?
Oh, I didn't really have anything more. Like, I have like two names for those that are like 3 stars or more.
Hmm.
Anyone who's like less than that, um, I really didn't have the time or energy to get back to it. I'm
Fair.
again under the weather, you know.
I'm good to go with liberal strawman then.
Awesome.
Uh, all right, then, much like Charlie Brown had, we have Ho. Who do you have for Ho? The whale.
Just one choice,
Hmm.
and that is the 60-foot baby from the Blue Hair Lawyer's book, The 60-Foot Baby.
My Rodrigo style was the marlin that Ernest Hemingway may have wanted to fuck. I also had Blue Wella, the whale that Lisa tried to save, and then the cartoon father whale. Because maybe we should go with a cute whale.
Aw.
Are you good to go with the cute whale?
I'm good to go with the cute whale, yes.
All right. We then have Neptune. Neptune, god of the ocean, has a big beard and qualifies as a bear. Uh, who did you have for Neptune?
For my Rodrigo style, I have Mexican Duffman. Hola!
Hmm.
And as my throwback, Horatio McAllister. I just thought, like, King of the Sea, the one character who's like, one note is the sea.
My Rodrigo style was Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters because they both have facial hair. Uh, I also had Aquaman, and then my throwback is something that was shared
Pere, 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 pere.
by Reverse Eye Patch, which is Poseidon, played by Captain Horatio McAllister.
Mm. I'm good to go with Poseidon. Having a trident, coming to work with the trident really does help.
Hmm.
Dress for the job that you want, carry a trident.
And be the Greek Roman swapping name of the deity. All right.
I don't know. I would have gone with Jamie Heidemann if he had a fucking trident.
Yeah, I don't trust him to have a trident.
I just think that people should have tridents. It should be the new fashion accessory.
Up next, we have Octopaco. Hey, Janine, did you feel like Octopaco was kind of a weird standout?
Um, to be honest, I had to go back and look at Paco
Hmm.
because I did. She didn't really stand out,
So,
but seeing her again was just kind of like, oh, hey, damn.
what those lips do, Octopaco? What those lips do? So Octopaco initially shows up in the cover story Hachan Sea Stroll, or Hachan Sea Floor Stroll, which was the fourth cover story and the first one that they did not cover. This is where they introduced Kami. The basic story was Hachan got out, helped various people on the sea floor, including Kami, ended up getting a bunch of treasure because he was trying to impress Octopaco. And then ultimately he learned to stand up for himself and opened up his takoyaki stand and makes friends with Kami and Papagu.
Huh.
Mhm.
I would have really loved to see that.
Yeah, that story initially ended around April 27th of the year 2002.
Mm.
So, it is, this is all we see of her. It's kind of funny. My Rodrigo style was Adriatica Vel Johnson. My throwback was Country Western Octopus. And then I had Air Tank Octopus. Who do you have, Janine?
I only had the Adriatica Vel Johnson as my Rodrigo style, but I do love Country Western Octopus a lot more for the job.
Yeah, let's go with Country Western Octopus. I've wanted to use Country Western Octopus so many times.
Mhm.
All right, we then have Minister of the Right and Minister of the Left. Minister of the Right is the seahorse, and Minister of the Left is the eel. Rodrigo style, I had the Winklevoss twins. Throwback, I had Tony Blair and Andie, the Australian Prime Minister. And then I also had the minister from Selma's Choice and the guy who is the assistant who reminds that the dead aunt or the dead great aunt Gladys was a woman.
Huh.
Who do you have for ministers of the right and left?
Well, Minister Right, I went vibe based on this one, not really a matching set, but vibes
Mhm.
based. Minister of the Right, murder couch gag Wiggum. We have a couch gag that kind of does remind us a little bit of the Sherlock Holmes kind of parody, but it's done like with different characters. For my Minister of the Left, I have the Pope that is played by Reverend Lovejoy, the one that commissions Michelangelo, who is played by Julio, to paint the Sistine Chapel.
You know what? I'm going to go with both of those.
Hell yeah.
Minister of the right is the Wiggum, and left is Lovejoy.
Yup.
Cool. We then have Shirahoshi, who theoretically could be moved. Yeah, Shirahoshi should be 5 stars. We're still seeing her around in One Piece.
Wow. Okay.
Who do you have for Shirahoshi?
Well, my Rodrigo style is Miss Wyoming.
hmm
Um, and my throwback is Tushi, the Snooki parody from the Real Housewives of Fat Tony.
Oh, Tushy.
Yes.
How do you spell that one again?
Tooshi.
Yes. I feel like that yes is going to be edited out of context. My Rodrigo style was Thisbe Lisa. My throwback was Zia Simpson, and then just because I think it is kind of funny, Miss Piggy. I'm not sure if I feel like Tushy is a good fit for the character.
I know very little about the character. Like, she just comes off kind of as a crybaby brat, and I was just going off of an assumption
hmm
of where a character might go. But based on what her character is now and what it might be in the future, I do like Zia Simpson.
Awesome. Yeah, because Zia also comes off as sort of a weird character at first, and then we are going to get some more depth and kind of understand why she is who she is.
Nice.
Mhm. All right, and then up last but not least, we have Din. Uh, for Din, I had Adam Savage as my Rodrigo style. I had the Great Raimondo. Just something about the vibe was the same. And then, do you remember who our Tom is?
Who is our Tom?
Tito Puente.
Oh my god, yes, that was a good one.
So my other pick is Tito Puente's singer, the person who actually sings the Senor Burns, ba-da-da-da-da, yada yada ya el muerto. Because Burns has no soul, but an insulting song Burns will always carry with him. So I'll settle the score on the salsa floor with this dangerous Latin rhythm. Are you Chainsaw Manning, Janine?
What's a chainsaw manning?
Are you watching Chainsaw Man?
I am not.
I listened to a really good remix of the season 1 theme song today that was Latin inspired and it fucking rips.
Nice. Hey,
Uh
everybody, remix your stuff to a Latin beat.
and Latin instruments.
Yes.
Also, if you can go see it, Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc is great, excellent, pure cinema. Best time I had in the theater
Hmm.
this year, potentially. Yeah, no, yeah, I liked it more than Thunderbolts and Superman.
Wow, even more than Superman.
Listen, Superman does not kill a tornado while riding a shark.
No, they won't let him.
I know. Yeah, Chainsaw Man is about Maslow's hierarchy and the problems that being horny causes with that. Uh
Okay.
anyways, yeah, that's been Chainsaw Minute. Sorry, Shonen Flop, I'm stealing your bit. Who do you have for Dan?
For Den, I have Michelangelo, played by Julio, because
Hmm.
I looked at this guy and was like, this guy's an artist. But as my throwback, I had Surly Joe because I was like, this man's a tradesman. But honestly, I really want to go with Tito Puente Singer and have them both as a package deal because I think both of them, even though we'll never see them next to each other, uh, rest in peace, Tom Mornia, till we join ya.
Hmm.
Uh, it fucks hard.
Oye, como va? All right, so our Hody Jones is the Fightin' Hellfish. Our Vanderdeck in the ninth is Artie Ziff. Our Gyro is Homer. Our Zio is Invisible Man in Blue Pants. Our Dosen is Mountain Man. Our Daruma is Cleany. Our Icarus Much is Brazilian Wax Man. Our Junon is Liberal Straw Man. Our Ho is Cartoon Father Whale. Our Neptune is Poseidon. Our Octopaco is Country Western Octopus. Our Minister of the Right is Murder Couch Gag Wiggum. Our Minister of the Left is Reverend Lovejoy Pope. Our Shirahoshi is Zia Simpson, and our Din is Tita Puente's Singer. Dun da dun da da dun da 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 dun 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 da da dun da da. Huh. You've been listening to DohMance Dawn. This episode has been edited by Andie, who would like to add in the message. You can find her at winf.co.uk on Blue Sky. Our cover art is by Mike Patten. You can find most places online as Patten Pending, PattenPending. Make sure to send him money to make you art. Janine, where can you be found online?
You can find me online at JanineJuliet.bisky.social on Blue Sky and on Instagram. Janine is dope. You could also find me on another podcast, Wrestle Girlies, that I do with Flighty Buttlass that updates whenever I feel like it. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I do have a pretty good idea brewing for another episode. So when I get better, I'll get on it. Luke, where can the people find you?
Sorry, I got distracted for a moment because I had the Tushy Simpsons wiki at simpsons.fandom page open, and just the note that under house tanning light showing that she has good boobs, round and the perfect size. Uh, just a very weirdly horny gallery that also includes a glimpse of the round and beautiful tush, a tush that everyone would like to be their seat, and at the beach showing how round her butt is, which is very spankable. Jesus, stop being horny.
Wow! Horny
Uh
people
huh.
on a wiki. Hey, knock it off.
We're reporting you for sins. Get a podcast like the rest of us horn dogs. You can find me online at most places as at Coltreg, Koltreg. You can also find me on a recent episode of the One Piece podcast, where you can hear me talking to Stephen Paul, which was very cool. I'm not sure if the part where I thanked him for making names that Janine absolutely hates made it in, but Brown Dros Beardriguez, I salute you.
Oh my god.
Laughter is the best medicine, Janine.
Well, then you better get better at it.
I guess I've got to go to medical school. Perhaps. I'm never going to pay off my student loans. DohMance Dawn updates semi-weekly or semi-month, every other week. It updates every other week. We're going to be back with more Fishman Island. So, as they say on Fishman Island, just keep swimming. Peace.